Your baby will change more in the first 2 years of life than at any other period. Every few weeks brings something new. A reflex disappears. A skill emerges. The way your baby moves, sees, hears, and communicates transforms so completely that the newborn you bring home from the hospital seems like a different person by the time they say their first words. This transformation is not random. It follows a pattern. Each stage builds on the previous one. Each new skill serves a developmental purpose. When you understand what your baby is supposed to be developing at each stage, you stop worrying about every deviation and start understanding your baby's journey. You see what's coming next. You know what to watch for. You become an informed observer of one of nature's most remarkable processes, the unfolding of human development. Stage 1. Birth to 3 months. The newborn and early infant. Your newborn arrives in the world equipped with reflexes, but not much else. They cannot focus their eyes clearly. The visual world is a blur. Your baby can see objects from about 20 to 30 centimeters away, roughly the distance from your arms to your face when you're holding them. Beyond that distance, the world is indistinct. This is not a defect. It is actually perfect design. Your baby can see your face clearly when you're feeding them, which is what matters developmentally at this stage. But your baby's hearing is fully developed from birth. Research shows that babies recognize their mother's voice before birth, from the womb. During the final 3 months of pregnancy, the amniotic fluid carries maternal voice frequencies, and the baby's developing auditory system hears these patterns repeatedly. When a newborn hears mother's voice for the first time in the outside world, it is not a new sound. It is a familiar anchor in a completely new, overwhelming environment. Your newborn communicates through only one method: crying. This might seem limited, but it is remarkably effective. As we discussed in previous sections, different cries signal different needs. Your baby has also been born with a suite of reflexes. The grasping reflex means your baby's hand automatically closes around anything placed in their palm. The sucking reflex means your baby will automatically suck on anything touching the roof of their mouth. The startle reflex, Moro reflex, means sudden movements or sounds cause the baby's arms to flail and their body to stiffen. These reflexes are not signs of consciousness or choice. They are primitive, automatic responses that keep the baby alive. The sucking reflex enables feeding. The grasping reflex, which served an evolutionary purpose in primates, is less critical now, but still shows normal neurological development. What matters is that your newborn is fully equipped to cry, feed, and respond to immediate stimuli. Sleep is the other major activity of this stage. Your newborn sleeps 14 to 17 hours per day, often in short bursts. This is not because your baby is lazy. The newborn brain is working intensely. During sleep, the brain is consolidating the neural connections that will become the foundation of all future learning. Every time your baby sleeps, the brain is literally rewiring itself based on the experiences of the waking hours. Emotionally, your newborn has limited capability. They experience hunger, discomfort, and relief. Smiling appears around 4 to 6 weeks, but initially it is a reflex, not a social gesture. Your baby is not smiling at you because they think you're funny. Their brain is still developing the capacity to recognize faces. But around 6 to 8 weeks, something shifts. The smile begins to emerge as a real social response. Your baby might smile at your face. This is the beginning of emotional connection. Stage 2. 3 to 6 months. The emerging infant. By 3 months, your baby's vision has improved dramatically. Where a newborn sees only blurs beyond 30 centimeters, a 3-month-old can focus on objects across the room. The eyes are becoming coordinated. Both eyes track the same object simultaneously. Your baby can follow a moving object with their eyes, demonstrating that the visual cortex is developing rapidly. This is critical because most human learning comes through vision. Around this time, your baby discovers their hands. They become obsessed with their own fingers. They bring hands to mouth repeatedly. They watch their hands move. This is not just entertainment. This is the baby's brain mapping the body. The baby is learning, this is my hand. I can control it. This discovery is the beginning of body awareness. which eventually leads to understanding where the baby ends and the world begins. Physically, your baby has much better head control now. At birth, you had to support the entire head. By 3 months, your baby can hold their head steady when upright. By 4 to 5 months, your baby might attempt to roll over. These improvements happen because the neck and upper back muscles have strengthened through repetition. This is not learning in the conscious sense. It is neural development driving muscle development. Socially and emotionally, this is when attachment truly begins. Your baby recognizes you. Your baby responds to your voice with excitement. Your baby develops preferences. They might prefer to be held by you over other people. They might become anxious when a stranger picks them up. This is not rejection of others. It is recognition that you are special. You have become their primary attachment figure, and their brain is hardwired to prioritize you as the safe base from which they explore the world. Communication evolves from crying to cooing. Around 2 to 3 months, your baby begins to produce soft vowel sounds. Ooh, and these sounds are not yet purposeful language, but they are the beginning of vocal experimentation. By 4 to 6 months, your baby might add consonant sounds, creating simple combinations like ga-ga-ga or ba-ba-ba. These are babbling sounds, and they serve a critical purpose. Your baby is exercising the muscles and neural pathways involved in speech production. Stage 3, 6 to 9 months. The mobile infant. Around 6 months, your baby typically begins to sit without support. This is a major milestone because it frees up the hands. For the first time, your baby can pick things up and examine them while sitting independently. Everything goes into the mouth. This is not slovenly behavior. This is exploration. The mouth is the most sensitive part of the baby's body at this age. It has more nerve endings than the hands. Your baby is learning about objects through the most sophisticated sensory organ available. At around 8 to 9 months, your baby begins to crawl. Some babies crawl forward, some crawl backward, some bottom shuffle. The specific method varies, but the developmental purpose is the same. Your baby is becoming mobile. They can explore, they can pursue objects that interest them. They can follow you from room to room. This explosion of mobility changes everything about your daily life because it changes everything about your baby's perception of the world. Cognitively, a critical understanding develops around 6 to 9 months. Object permanence. Before this stage, your baby believed that when something left their visual field, it ceased to exist. You could cover a toy with a blanket, and your baby would not look for it. But around 6 months, your baby develops the ability to understand that hidden things still exist. This is why peekaboo becomes endlessly entertaining at this age. Your baby is amazed every single time you reappear because they are actively building the neural model that objects continue to exist even when unseen. Communication becomes more intentional. Your baby begins to understand some words. They might turn their head when you say their name. They might understand no. They might understand simple words like daddy or bottle. They still cannot say these words, but they understand them. Additionally, your baby develops more sophisticated babbling. The sounds start to imitate the rhythm and patterns of real language. By 9 months, your baby might be producing sounds that sound almost like words, even though they are still mostly babbling. Stage 4, 9 to 12 months. The proto-toddler. Around 9 to 12 months, your baby begins to pull themselves up using furniture. They cruise along the couch, holding on for support. Some babies take their first independent steps around this time, though many don't walk independently until 14 to 18 months. The variability is normal. Walking develops when the brain, muscles, and balance system have all developed sufficiently, and this timeline varies significantly among individual babies. During this stage, a critical social understanding emerges. The realization that other people have minds and perspectives different from their own. This is called theory of mind. Your baby begins to point at things to show you things. Look at that, the pointing says. Your baby follows your gaze when you look at something. Your baby is realizing that you are separate from them, with your own experiences and attention. This is the foundation of all social understanding. Anxiety changes at this stage. Around 8 to 10 months, stranger anxiety often peaks. Your baby might cry when someone other than the primary caregiver picks them up. This is not a problem. It is a sign that your baby has developed the understanding that not all adults are the same and that the primary caregiver is special. Your baby is expressing attachment security by being anxious without their primary attachment figure. The first word typically emerges somewhere between 9 and 14 months. It might be dada or mama or something else entirely. What counts as a first word is not perfect pronunciation. It is the consistent use of a sound to refer to a specific object, person, or concept. Your baby says dada consistently when father is present, or the sound represents the concept of father. This is the threshold of real language. Before this, even sophisticated babbling is not language. After this, your baby is a language user. Stage 5, 12 to 18 months. The toddler emerges. By 12 to 15 months, most children take their first independent steps. The toddler phase has begun. Your baby is no longer primarily a crawler. They are a walker, though an unsteady one. This mobility opens a whole new world of exploration, but it also creates a new challenge for parents. Your child can now reach things you'd rather they didn't. They can go places you'd prefer they didn't go. Safety becomes exponentially more important. Language development accelerates dramatically during this stage. Between 12 and 18 months, some children experience a vocabulary explosion. Where your child might have had 10 to 20 words at 12 months, they might have 50 or more words by 18 months. Every day brings new words. It is as if the brain has been building the neural infrastructure for language, and now it is ready to rapidly acquire new words. This explosion does not happen for all children on the same timeline. Both fast and slower patterns can be completely normal. Cognitively, your toddler begins to understand cause and effect in new ways. They learn that specific actions produce specific results. They might push a button repeatedly because they learned that pushing the button makes music play. They might drop food from the high chair repeatedly because they learned that dropping objects makes them fall. They are not being naughty. They are conducting scientific experiments on the world. Understanding cause and effect is critical for all future learning. Pretend play emerges during this stage. Your child might lift a toy phone to their ear and babble. They might push a toy car and make BRM sounds. This is not just playing. This is the brain developing the capacity for symbolic thinking. Your child is learning that one thing can represent another thing. A toy phone represents the function of a real phone. This capacity for symbolic thinking is the foundation of language itself. Stage 6, 18 to 24 months. Language, explosion. By 18 months, most children are producing dozens of words. By 2 years old, many children have two-word combinations. Mama up, daddy go, more milk. These are not grammatically complex, but they represent an enormous cognitive leap. Your child is now combining words to express more complex thoughts. They are not just labeling the world. They are making statements about the world. Physically, your toddler is becoming steadier on their feet. They can run, though often clumsily. They can climb. They can kick a ball. They cannot always stop themselves from crashing into things because their judgment about speed and distance is still developing. This is why toddlers seem accident-prone. Their physical abilities have outpaced their ability to judge consequences. Socially, your toddler is developing increasingly complex understanding of other people. They might try to comfort a crying sibling. They might express jealousy when you hold another child. They might show off for you. These behaviors show that your child understands that others have emotions and that their actions affect those emotions. This is the beginning of empathy. The explosion of autonomy also produces the emergence of the word no. Your toddler says no to many things. They want to do things themselves. They become frustrated when they cannot accomplish what they want. This is not rebellion. This is normal development. Your toddler is developing a sense of self separate from you. They are developing agency. They are learning that they are a person with preferences and desires. Stage 7, 2 to 3 years, full language emergence. By 2.5 to 3 years old, most children are using complete sentences. They can describe experiences from the past. They can ask complex questions. They can engage in conversations. They move from being primarily nonverbal to being fully verbal in the span of a few months or a year. This is the completion of the early language development journey. The foundation has been built, and now the child is fluent in the basics of human language. Your child also begins to use words to regulate behavior. They might say, "I'm angry," instead of just hitting. They might say, "I'm tired," instead of just collapsing on the floor. This ability to use language to express internal states is revolutionary. It means your child is developing self-awareness and emotional awareness. Language becomes a tool for managing emotions and communicating needs. Imaginative play becomes increasingly sophisticated. Your child creates scenarios. They might pretend to be a doctor. They might pretend to cook. They might create entire worlds with toys and narrate what is happening. This play is essential for cognitive development. Through pretend play, children explore different roles, different perspectives, and different ways of understanding the world. They are safe testing life scenarios in miniature. By 3 years old, your child is no longer primarily a baby or even primarily an infant toddler. They are becoming a little person. They have preferences. They have humor. They can engage in extended conversations. They can follow multi-step directions. They understand consequences. They have moved from being almost entirely dependent on adults for meaning-making to being able to construct some of their own meaning from the world. How it all fits together. What is remarkable about watching a child develop from birth to 3 years is how each stage sets the foundation for the next. The reflexes of the newborn give way to the voluntary control of the infant. The blurry vision develops into the focused gaze of the mobile explorer. The meaningless crying becomes sophisticated language. The helpless newborn becomes a little person with ideas and preferences and humor. What might have seemed like random behaviors when your baby was newborn now reveals itself as carefully orchestrated development. Every reflex was preparing for voluntary control. Every moment of sleep was rewiring the brain. Every instance of cooing was building toward language. Understanding these stages means you stop seeing your baby's development as mysterious and start seeing it as following a remarkable but comprehensible pattern. This understanding does not mean your child will develop exactly according to these timelines. Children vary. Some speak early, some speak late. Some walk at 10 months, some walk at 18 months. What matters is the overall trajectory. Is your child progressing? Are new skills emerging? Is your child engaging with the world and with you? These are the questions that indicate typical development, not the exact age at which specific milestones appear. If you are concerned that your child is not developing typically, speak with your pediatrician. But know that development has a range of normal. Your job is not to push your child to hit milestones on a specific timeline. Your job is to provide a safe, language-rich, emotionally responsive environment where development can unfold naturally. The trajectory happens largely on its own as long as the foundation is there.